matter why something is happening. We don't need to completely decode why something is happening. It can be helpful and it can be useful or interesting, but we don't need to know the why. Our approach and how we move forward can be exactly the same. It can simply be, what steps do I need to take? What steps are within my power to take that help make this better? Help make this as better as I can do. And then it's accepting whatever limitations there might be in that. You know, there might be the limitations of when we find out something. How much time we have to deal with it. You know, is youth on our side? Is health on our side? You know? So it's that approach of just do what you can when you can. And if that's enough, great. If it's not enough, see if there's anything else you can do. See if there's anywhere else that you can reach that might help with this. And just trust that whatever the outcome is, whatever the outcome. But it's so important that we don't crucify ourselves. If we put energy into that, it deflects it away from our healing. It's really draining, actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah? I spent a lot of years crucifying myself. These are I call them my Tori Amos years. I've never been able to listen to Tori Amos quite the same way again, because I just feel tortured whenever I hear it. But back in those days, that was my soundtrack, and it completely fitted. Because inside, I was really tortured. I was completely torturing myself because of not being perfect, because of this expectation that I should be in this perfect way. And I just walked myself into loads of cul-de-sacs that trapped me. I had to knock the whole thing down to try and free myself from it. So our healing or our solutions are not found in our torturing ourselves, or crucifying ourselves, or punishing ourselves. There's no requirement for punishing ourselves. Atonement, yes. Putting things right, yes. Correcting things, yes. Yeah, correcting mistakes, correcting lessons, absolutely. But excessive punishment, no. We're putting our trust in the wrong thing if we take ourselves down that path. We're saying that the more I suffer for this, the more I can put right. And they're just completely opposite energies. It just doesn't work like that. So the sooner we can unlock our suffering, or what we are doing that's perpetuating our suffering, the sooner we can unlock that, the better. The sooner we can free ourselves from that, and then we're on the right track. We're moving with the flow of healing. We're moving with the flow of things working out. And at the same time, accepting that life is just going to keep happening. We have a reasonable ability to predict certain things happening in our lives. And we have a reasonable ability to predict that, stuff's just going to happen. Some of it may be wonderful and miraculous and joyous, and more of it might make us question life itself when it happens. So for me, it feels we're really trusting on the soul journey. Why is my soul brought me to this experience? Why did my soul put me in this situation with these people? Or this happening or that happening? Trusting that whatever that reason is, I can find beyond that. I can find a usefulness in whatever has happened. My greatest strengths in myself, I discovered from the most painful things that happened. I learned my capacity. I learned my depth of what I could handle from the most difficult things that happened in my life. And I was fairly young. I was in kind of teenage years, early 20s. Really difficult stuff. When I talk about it now as adult me, it feels very long ago, and I sort of forget that person was me. Yeah. But the strength is there. The capacity for handling things, the capacity for trusting the words, "This too shall pass." God, they kept me alive, those words. And all of that is based on trusting. Trusting that this too shall pass. Nothing lasts forever, even this disaster. Yeah? Finding, even in the midst of terribly painful or terribly distressing things that were happening, finding something beautiful or finding something nice. Letting ourselves find the joy in something terrible might be happening, but you might get a really lovely message from somebody. And we can focus on, oh my God, my life is falling apart, or we can focus on, wow, they really took the time to send me a gorgeous message, or whatever. Trusting how we let ourselves find that way through things. Even when difficult stuff happens, it doesn't have to be doom and gloom. That's really draining. Ever try and keep your chin up when it's like really doom and gloom? I really like how, as an Irish culture, we do funerals. Loads of the time, funerals are great fun.
Celebration.
Yeah, we have to laugh. Yeah, there's tears and it's heart-wrenching and heartbreaking. But then there's all these stories that come out about the person after they died and stuff that you never knew, all this kind of thing, yeah? And we laugh about it. It brings that joy and it brings that light. It's true, yeah? So when we trust that everything is always seeking to balance, then everything is always finding a way. It's trusting how we are in that we're getting in the right way to that kind of balance. And any of that self-punishing, giving out to ourselves, it holds us back.